Welcome back to Reds Bar here at Minehead in time for our second match. Here on board number 2, it's Ryan Joyce against Luke Woodhouse to see who will play against Ryan Searle, who has beaten Simon Whitlock on the main stage. So they do know who their opponent would be if they come through this encounter. But Dan, have to say it, based on the way he's been playing the last 6 weeks, Ryan Joyce has got to be favourite here.
Yeah, he was very impressive at the Grand Slam, wasn't he? Played some of his best stuff, is certainly his best ever stage average or TV average. We saw from him in the group stages, and I know it is short format in the group stage of the Grand Slam, first to 5 legs. And if you do win convincingly like Ryan did when he was averaging 108, then, you know, only 6 legs played. I mean, it's not really comparing apples and oranges, aren't you, when you're comparing somebody's averages over best of 11 if it goes long, or even longer formats, or set play or whatever. However, the thing is, he's playing good darts. And he was pretty good, even in defeat against Rob Cross. It was just relentless stuff from Voltage, who, tell you what, this weekend, he could be very, very dangerous. All of a sudden, in the space of 2.5 months, Rob Cross has gone from being a player that you kind of fear for him when he goes up on stage. Now you just want to see him, because it looks like he's back to where he was when he first started out in the PDC.
Ryan Joyce is at it again. 108! This is not out of the clear blue sky. This is the kind of form he's in. I'm going to stick you on the spot, though. Michael Van Gerwen has won this 5 times out of the last 6 years. And the other one was Darryl Gurney, of course, that sensational final. But just diverting away from this tournament for just a second, who's going to win the Worlds? 145. Because I'd tip Rob Cross.
Well, there we go. Certainly that's a discussion we can pick up over the course of this weekend. But right now, Ryan Joyce is on a potential 10-darter.
128.
How about this for a start from relentless Ryan Joyce? Switch to double 9. Yeah, brilliant stuff. 11-darter to kick things off for Ryan Joyce, who has turned up in exactly the same mood he was in Wolverhampton at the Slam.
Very impressed. And the signs were there before he qualified for the Grand Slam, because some of the performances he was putting in on the floor in Players' Championships were a bit eye-popping. And there is a certain rule when it comes to playing Ryan Joyce as well. And Luke Woodhouse is not going to be able to hear this, but you would hope that he would heed this warning. Do not leave Ryan Joyce on double 16.
140.
Well, don't leave him on any double, really. I mean, Chris Dobie, who we've already mentioned, rates Ryan Joyce, and I know he's his mate, but he reckons he is as good on the outer ring as anybody in the world. And Ryan himself will say, look, the doubles, I don't feel pressure going for doubles. It's the scoring phase of the game where I feel that I don't match up with a lot of the big lads. And you can see that, you know, despite the fact he's played some good stuff and he's taken some big scalps this year, he's not even in the top 40 in the averages list, because when it comes to consistently scoring, he's not quite there. He hasn't quite got the firepower. But if you give him a sniff, he'll take it.
He's always lurking for a chance. He's come into this tournament ranked 28th
93
of our 64 players. And of course, we have to mention that Jamie Hughes could not play. So Jelle Klaassen comes in as the alternate from the 65th position, which could be big for his
93
end of season frivolity. He's looking to save his tour card. So a bit of a bonus for Jelle. We will see him against Vincent van der Voort in the first match of tonight's session.
18 segment here for Woodhouse. Double 7.
74.
Can't find it. He probably comes back.
I love the way he said probably there.
Possibly. Definitely. But it was a danger for a moment there.
Yeah, I think Luke Woodhouse would have been holding his breath when he saw that first 57 hit. Just don't make errors in spots like that. He doesn't. And the man who was christened Lockdown Luke about 18 months ago levels things up at 1 leg all.
Yeah, he's a frustrating one, Luke Woodhouse. I absolutely adore his throwing action. It's so smooth. It's I think he's a very good watch, and we know when he's playing well, he can be brilliant. I mean, he's had some big scalps. Beat Darryl Gurney here in Minehead in one of the big TV tournaments. I think it was this one. It might have been the UK Open. I'd have to check my stats. But he certainly beat him here. He also famously beat Michael Smith at the World Championship.
81.
It was this event because he went on to play well at the World Championship straight after,
There
didn't
we
he?
go. But he has had big scalps, but the consistency just isn't there. And he has gone on big runs, you know, a number of weeks where he just doesn't seem like he can win a game. He's had crises of confidence and form, all sorts of stuff. But he's definitely got talent, real talent.
The key to his technique, Dan, is that elbow. Because this side-on camera that we have, these two players, is perfect for this. If he maintains good elbow height, the throw is so smooth, but he has a tendency to drop it. And that's when the dart goes low. Nothing wrong with this one.
140.
Well, very lively start to this game. They are not missing very much. This is going to leave tops, isn't it? Oh, no, he isn't.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Woodhouse didn't go 25 and bull with his last start. Because the 25 would have left 80. Whereas here, he might only get one shot at the bullseye.
16 segment. It is one dart at the bull.
60. Ryan, you require 90.
That's the downside of going the 20 route there, but Joyce should go 20s here. Great lie to leave double five if he gets the 60, but he's got the bull. And he loves a bull probably more than anybody in the world of darts, because if he leaves 150, he'll go for all three. Only needed one, and he gets a 2-1 lead.
Very, very impressive. Bullseye missed by Woodhouse. Bullseye hit by Ryan Joyce, and all that good work in the scoring phase of the leg comes to absolutely nothing for Woody.
It's a different World Championship coming up for Ryan Joyce in a few weeks, because last year he was under huge pressure defending 50,000 points, and that was the first time he was defending such a big amount of money. But I think he's got a bit of freedom this week and for the World Championship as well, and he's playing like a player with that element of freedom.
Yeah, and the thing with Ryan Joyce, I know that if you do well in a big tournament, eventually that money is going to drop off your ranking. But you get that 2 years grace where it's on your ranking, and it gives you, usually it opens up opportunities to play in other big TV tournaments. And so you can go and pile a bit more on your ranking. So when it does drop off, hopefully, you've already made that amount. And certainly his run at the Grand Slam, picking up a few grand there, will help. He is a guy who's picked up the PDC title. And Luke Woodhouse, again, great scoring to leave himself on a finish.
I love what he did after he hit that second 54. It's almost like he was dodging bullets like Neo from the Matrix before he was allowed to throw his last dart, which was pinpoint. Good last start on the 57 once again. That could be key. But it's the 57s for 32, and he's got 32. Oh, he's missed it. I didn't expect him to miss that one. That would have been a huge sway in this game, and Woodhouse can survive if he finds 62.
Double 16.
30.
Well, he was punished in the last leg, missed bull, and Ryan Joyce hit it. He couldn't return the favour in this one. But hang about. He'll get another chance. You don't see Ryan Joyce do that very much.
You hate giving that chance back to your opponent, which has been taken by Woody, but that is slightly fortunate. We're down to a best-of-7 scenario.
They have played once this year on the tour. Ryan winning that game in Coventry, averaged almost 101 in that match. Right now, the averages are even more impressive. It's 102 almost for Luke Woodhouse. It's more than 103 for Ryan Joyce.
A long old schlep from Newcastle down to Minehead, that's for sure. That's a lot of time in the car.
It's a long old schlep for everybody pretty much here. Gary Anderson hasn't got that far to go. Ryan Searle hasn't got that far to go, although he was nearly heading back because it was only a real slog against Simon Whitlock. Averages in the 80s, not what you expect from heavy metal, or indeed Whitlock on TV stages over the last couple of years. But Ryan Searle is the man who's gone through to round 2, and he will face the winner of this one.
You just get the feeling that we haven't seen the most important exchange in this match yet. Is it about to happen as Woody dips his bread in the maximum gravy?
Well, last 3 legs, Luke Woodhouse has had a couple of 180s and that 165 scoring visit.
Just don't score 180 here. Don't do it, Dirk.
Well, he successfully managed to avoid that. Not in the manner he would like.
He went the Scott Mitchell route down.
Yes, yeah.
Just hit a small one.
Rescued it, though, with those 2 treble 19s. As he's put in the Joyce throw under pressure. 4 legs, all of them holds of throws so far in this game. Great opportunity now for Luke Woodhouse. Well, that's so in the middle of the bullseye.
That's what Ryan wants if he's given a shot. I said if. No such luck, Ryan, because you've just been broken. I have to pay a lot of respect to Luke Woodhouse here because he was hit pretty hard at the start of this match by Ryan Joyce. And the way he has stuck to his task and been patient to wait for his opportunity, he has struck and is now the favourite for the game at the halfway point.
Yeah, Luke hasn't had a bad season on the circuit. I mean, we seeded 37 for this tournament, so that shows you he's in and amongst it. He's had a couple of quarter-final runs. In fact, he'll probably be a little bit disappointed about both of those quarter-final runs, because there was one game against Madas Razma. It was a great opportunity to go on and reach a semi-final, and who knows, maybe further. But both of them mucking about in the low 80s and the averages in that game. It was a real missed opportunity for him. And he is a player, Luke, who does beat himself up. You only have to look at his output on social media. He's very, very critical of himself. Let's put it that way.
He's one of those players who has the Twitter clock. As soon as the last dart goes in when he's beaten, start the Luke Woodhouse Twitter clock. How long will it be before he tweets? Sometimes it's not very long.
Quite the opposite of Ryan Joyce. Ryan Joyce, even when he's winning, it's just like, well, I suppose it was all right. I mean, I've got more to do, I suppose. He's very just chilled about his PDC darts career.
He stresses more about his golf swing. Sometimes I wish I was a bit more Ryan Joyce. Just a bit more chilled.
96.
He's like a very nice light Mexican beer, fresh from the fridge on a hot summer's day. I bet you didn't expect me to describe Ryan Joyce like that.
Didn't expect anybody to describe Ryan Joyce like that.
100.
Luke Woodhouse leaves himself on a 1 treble finish, but Joyce, real opportunity to break straight back, 16 segment. Bullseye it is. Ooh,
38.
Long way off.
109.
Is that a sign that Woody's got chilly hands? He doesn't usually blow on both hands like that. It's a bit brisk here in Somerset this weekend.
39.
The temperature is not hot enough at that visit for Woody. As Joyce goes to break straight back, and he's missed the single. Does he only need 1 dart to double 16? There's your answer. Straight back into it. And it's 3-3 for the second game in a row.
4 holes a throw, followed by 2 consecutive breaks. Ryan Joyce back in the box seat in this match. Really nicely done. Not even the perfect position for that first dart in the treble 20 for Ryan Joyce. He likes stacking them on top of each other, but he managed to go either side of that one.
100.
By contrast, they look really good for Luke Woodhouse, and he only comes away with a ton.
This setup has not changed at all since he joined the PDC after making a lakeside debut where he beat Dennis Nielsen 3-0 and lost out to Martin Adams in a sudden death leg in the next round. And then he came to Q School, got through. He's been a PDC player ever since. But those darts have not changed one bit. Same stem, same flight. He knows it works, and it's just an indication of how Ryan Joyce does not overcomplicate the game.
Are they exactly the same darts, or are they just the same style and he's used fresh sets?
Exactly the same set.
Lovely. Really good from Luke Woodhouse. It's a third 180 for the man from the West Midlands.
One of the things I would say to myself before delivering that third dart for Woody, just don't leave it short. Just bash those previous two darts, and that's exactly what he did, to his credit. This is now for a third consecutive break. It's the bull again. And it's in. A measured shot and a beautiful leg from Woody to be 4-3 ahead in a great game.
It is a real ding-dong battle, this. A third consecutive break of throw. Luke Woodhouse has to consolidate it with a hold. If he does do so, he pushes Ryan Joyce to the brink. What do you, from a technical perspective, Paul, what do you make of Luke? He's not a player who plays in any kind of rhythm. He doesn't, it's not like a Joe Cullen or even a Van Gerwen or anybody like that. Even a Ryan Joyce. I mean, Ryan Joyce seems to have a sort of rhythm to his throw. He's not quick, but you see in those darts, if you close your eyes, you can hear the dart hitting the board and there's a regularity. Luke will stop, he'll pause, he'll wait, and it often, you know, after his first dart even, sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's slow. I mean, is that something that he should be looking to build into his game, or is it just he doesn't play that way, it doesn't matter?
To me, he's a very precise player. If you look from the side view with this first dart, it's a case of putting the dart in front of his eye, and he's not going to throw it until it's at a certain point in front of his eye. It's incredibly precise. It's almost Priestley-esque. The second and third darts are slightly quicker, but I do believe that if he sped up just a little bit and got a metronome on his throw and just got a bit more rhythm to it, and a rhythm he could count on, I think he'd become a bit more of a heavy scorer and take some of the thought out of the game, because I think he's a player that maybe thinks too much.
It is an interesting debate. I mean, you can, you know, if he gets the dart in the right place, the next one may follow quite quickly. And well, there, I mean, that's so quick, and it wasn't even the right place. You don't know when he's going to release the dart.
Yeah, that's the Ted Everts fling.
Yeah. Completely, there's no set rhythm. It's just, it's quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick. It doesn't, you know, there's nothing, it's not helping him, you would think.
It's like Luke Woodhouse is doing the cha-cha.
Exactly.
The best players in the world have incredible rhythm. It's something that Wayne Model talked about with Fallon Sherrick during the Grand Slam, and I thought he was incredibly eloquent, because the rhythm of Sherrick is her biggest ally in staying in a zone under pressure.
Well, the chance to consolidate is here. Going the bull route, so now it's 18s. Now it's 7-7. He did pin this in the second leg of the match, but he didn't pin it first dart. He's only got one dart here. And he has missed it, and Ryan Joyce on one of those one treble combo finishes. He's so dangerous at these.
19s. Well, bonus time doesn't even scare the 51. And Woodhouse, who really gave that 7-7 a chance, was aggressive with it, now has to clean up on small single and small double. Doesn't make a mistake there. 2-2. That's horrible.
3.
And it proved to be the case because he saw it shake.
It did, but Ryan Joyce couldn't have gone much worse that previous visit. 79 is a horrible checkout. Well, 21 off leaves 58. He's got lucky there because it's a nice open double top to go for. And he's missed it anyway. And Luke Woodhouse, golden opportunity for a 5-3 lead.
It's in the way again. He's got to open up the bed, and he has done so by going to the left. Now what do? Open it to the right and flirt with double 15.
No score.
Double 2 has cost
Ryan, you require
Luke Woodhouse
40.
in this 8th leg the way that double 10 cost Clearmaker in game 1.
That's no real help.
Yeah,
But he moves to the side, just as we saw him on the treble 20 earlier on in the game. Great dart from Ryan Joyce, and it saves his skin for now. He has the darts, and it's the Geordie who can go into the lead now. This game is switched around very, very quickly.
60.
I just got a little sight of Ryan's shirt there on our side cam, and now I can't get the Tetris soundtrack out of my head.
Keep it to yourself, Nicholson.
60.
He was never noted as someone who liked the dart shirt. He'd always turn up with a black polo on. But since he got this Tetris one made, he's got an identity. And
96.
he loves Tetris, he loves golf, and he loves that shirt. He's a remarkably, I don't want to say simple individual, but uncomplicated individual.
That's the euphemism we're going for.
100.
Yeah, he's a massive fan of retro computer games. He's got a whole collection of them. When he started winning a few quid in darts, that's one of the things he invested in.
Has he got Tron?
108.
He's got 180, I can give you that. That's his third now. We've got 6 in this game, shared between them. And Luke Woodhouse is in danger here of letting this game get away from him. You could see the frustration after missing 6 darts for a 5-3 lead. Martijn Clearmaker should have won our opening game here in Reds Bar. Luke Woodhouse will be feeling right now he should have had this pretty much wrapped up. 2 trebles here. He's back in it. Ooh, hello. Woody.
Don't leave it short.
140.
Just followed the same line. Could have just deviated a little bit left or right and maxed there. And he has the opportunity on 104 to get the 5-4 up. This would be a monumental 6-dart conversion of 244.
104.
There will be a reaction from Woodhouse if he hits this.
Oh, not the dart he wanted. If that fell out, he still has a chance of clearing up 104 in 2 darts. As it is, he can't. And he's thrown that away. That's silly.
I agree. The next 2 darts were petulant. And he's going to pay the price. Because Ryan Joyce gets that, and you can see what it means to RJ, because maybe Woodhouse knew he was not going to get another shot, but I don't like to see that from any player. Just flinging those last 2 darts away and inviting his opponent to break his heart even further.
It's daft. You've got to try and make it as hard as possible for Ryan Joyce. You can't stop him when he's actually throwing the darts, but if you're there sat on a double, that shot becomes harder.
100.
And to be fair, look, Ryan Joyce has been guilty of that in the past. We've seen him before just race through games because he feels, oh, I'm not playing well, it's not going right, I'm getting frustrated, and he's just sped up. And it looks like he's just throwing his darts away. I've talked to him about it, and he says, it's not, I'm just trying to do something that's a bit different. That was just petulant, as you say, from Luke Woodhouse. And it might have cost him that leg.
45.
And Ryan Joyce is not in the mood right now to be giving anything away, because he knows, with the form that he has right now, that he can worry anybody. And who's to say he's not going to get his name on the cup
96.
by the end of Sunday? We will get down to the quarterfinals by Sunday, at which it will be only main stage action. Will it be a 6th Players' Championship in 7 years? 1BG.
I'm still waiting for somebody to really put their hand up and announce that they're playing excellent stuff. Martijn Clearmaker, Scott Mitchell was entertaining. Ryan Searle beat Simon Whitlock, and Christoph Ratajski's beaten Ron Meulenkamp on the main stage 6-1. But he's still nowhere near the sort of performance levels you kind of expect from some of these guys, particularly Searle and Ratajski. We might see the best performance of the day so far in our next game between Martin Schindler and Ian White. Don't know who's going to produce it, but it does promise a lot. Are we going the distance here?
133.
Third dart was quite speedy, but it was accurate. With Joyce to finish in champagne style, it's not going to happen. Now Woodhouse, what have you got?
92.
Can he take us all the way in game 2 of our schedule for the afternoon? Tops for 5-all.
No help. Cannot adjust and dismisses it. He is disgusted with himself, Luke Woodhouse. And Ryan Joyce can make him pay. He's going to go right. Even more right. Oh, goes left. That is absolutely brilliant from Ryan Joyce. Not for the first time in this match. He'd made life difficult on one of his targets and found a way to move right and then left to pin the match dart. Luke Woodhouse stomps off, absolutely fuming. 6 darts missed to take a 5-3 lead. And from that point, the game turned. Even then, Luke Woodhouse had a chance to force a last leg decider. But Ryan Joyce, after playing so well at the Grand Slam of darts, is through the opening round here at the Players' Championship Finals.